Evidence. Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. Live.
Good evening and welcome to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. I'm Tony Rathman.
I'm Chris Allgood.
I am Audrey Keeler.
She is back.
Yay.
And glad to see Audrey Keeler.
Yes, we are. We've been on a diminished 6-person crew for a while now. Cherie being the longest one missing. But hopefully at some point she'll make it back. But with that said, we've got a very unique show for you tonight. As you know, we normally bring you great paranormal captures from not only us as an EVPI team, but from paranormal investigators across the country showing some of the best captures that they get. Well, tonight we're going to do something a little different. We are going to use 2 communication methods that we specialize in. For me, that's the EVOX that we created, which is basically a spirit box. And Ron is going to demonstrate his direct radio voice. And for people that may not know what direct radio voice is, Ron, why don't you give a little background on what it is, how it works, how it functions, and we can start with that.
Awesome. All right. Hey, Andy Seminelli. What's up over there?
Hey,
direct radio voice is what was born out of EVP research back in the European, Konstantin Radové, Friedrich Jürgensen, etc. And they use it for audio support to help the EVPs be more audible, vocalization. And then they were told through the communicators that the vocals would come through the radio, and that would be the dawn of an electronics age for a digital mediumship. So what happened is folks like Marcello Bacci were using just vacuum tube radios, pre-transistor, and they were getting communication, which to me is still unparalleled in all of ITC, like we're talking right now. So that's the brass ring, and that's what enticed me to even try this method. It's more of a grind, but in its guts, it's a barren radio frequency, and I'm using a 222 kilohertz long wave, so there's nobody broadcasting on it. I think there's one long wave channel I get something on, and it's not near this specific band at all, or this frequency rather. So what I'm doing with it is I'm also taking it a step into fusing a newer technology. So I'm filtering it through a computer with a software for audio, and it has an AI component which takes vocals and it'll separate it from background noise. So the method wouldn't lend itself to, let's say, a ghost box, because you don't want vocals going in and then trying to pull them out. This is to find them if they're there and separate them from the white noise. So it's been successful for us. It is more of a grind. Hopefully, we get some good stuff through it. Tony and I did some test runs on both the EVOX this last night, and we were getting responses at each other's house to what we said where we were on different sides of the country. So it's encouraging. But as I always tell people, this is not AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile or you, so it doesn't always work the way you want it to, when you want it to. But and Tony, I'll toss it to you on this. I think the whole concept of the collective consciousness of finishing something or almost finishing a thought, thinking something, we had that happening last night. And I think that universal consciousness, the collective consciousness that is all things living with an interconnectivity is it's very similar. It's always externalized in materialist science, but I think you look at it a different way. Look at it like the fish in the water. The fish is in the water, but the water is also in the fish. It's all encompassing. And I think that's what we're dealing with, and hopefully we can demonstrate that tonight.
That's an excellent point, Ron. And what Ron was talking about was that he is in New Jersey and I am in Arizona. And I was asking questions that his box was answering and vice versa.
Yeah.
And the fact where he actually stepped away from his computer and went outside and would ask a question in his backyard, and my EVOX was answering it. So we're going to do some very unique experiments tonight. Now, like Ron says, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. We've had good luck with the test, so fingers crossed, but bear with us if it doesn't work out exactly like we're hoping, but we've got our fingers crossed, and so far the results we've been receiving have been phenomenal. And if you think about what Ron was saying about that collective consciousness being everywhere and in everything, we're hoping to prove some of that tonight with some of the ways we're going to interact with these. But I think the next, American Road Warrior live test, we're going to be both boxes online. And when Ron was talking about this being a grind, try to do 4 multiple connections to StreamYard with mics not interfering with each other, camera signals not crossing. We were pulling our hair out last night, but I think we got it. But I think the next step, Ron, is let me bring in your DRV and explain to them the static signal that's coming out of it so that they can clearly hear that nothing is happening.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. That is the approach. So yeah, so it's just literally a barren white noise frequency. So, and I'll put it on now. I'll disconnect over here for a second from the software, and then I can turn it up directly on the radio that you see here. That's a Grundig Satellite 2400 world band radio. Everything from long wave up to the top of FM. It's the closest to VLF, which is what Konstantin Radove had recommended Mark Macy use. That's why I started with long wave. It's the bigger, wider bands. The oscillations, obviously, more spacing, more prone to interference, which is what we want if we're getting some kind of temporal communication that's syncing up with what we're doing here. So I'll give you a little sample. This is all I'm working with. So if there was any broadcast vocals, you would hear it coming over this. It wouldn't be revealed by something. You'd hear it already. Yeah, Brett. So that's it. That's all we're running for direct radio voice. So if you hear, even if the dialogue or what sounds like the cadence of speech, even if it's not intelligible all the time or even at all, if it was there and it was broadcast, you would hear it. And I've done sideband to try to fine tune. This is it.
Okay, there is no signal there at all. But when you first flipped it on, I heard a voice come over the show that said, "Hey, bro."
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was coming from somebody's.
No.
So it worked. Good night.
Yeah.
Quit
And you thought the show was an hour.
Well, Mike took us as a head. By proven ghosts. Good night.
All right. So, what kind of test do you want to do with it first? Do you want to show them? How the software cleans up that static noise and what you get from it? Do you want to ask a question? Well, how do you want to take the next step?
I mean, we can open it up. I got it back connected now, so I can unmute the sound bar I'm running through, and then we may hear talking already. I mean, I communicated before we started. I said, "Hey, can you be with us when we start the show?" And they said, "We will be here." That's what I heard. So we'll see. And then if it sounds communicative, anybody could hop in and ask a question. You could take one from the chat, or if you guys want to start off at one. Wouldn't be bad if you did, Tony, because it seemed like my device was very liking you yesterday. It was very friendly. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Who's with us? Can you say hello? Say Tony Rathman. We'll ask you questions, perhaps.
Spirits, can you say hi, Tony? Okay.
So I'll change the hertz levels and the decibel. I'll toy with this sometimes. The software makes it a little more intricate.
All right. While you do that, Ron, I'm just going to flip over and explain the other device that we're going to be playing around with tonight.
Okay.
So the other device that we're going to use is basically it's a spirit box. The only difference in what we created was there is no white noise. So the box is silent until they speak. So I will bring in the EVOX, let you take a look. And this is something my wife and I created. So that's what it looks like. And yes, it is running. So in order to let you hear it, I will just ask a simple question. Spirits, can you say hello? Not now. Can you say hello? There we go.
Tony.
How many spirits are with me right now? 10? Can you give me a name?
Morning. Here. Again.
Spirits, what's your favorite color? Was that Vincent?
That's what it sounded like.
Spirits, is there anything you want to say to the audience before I flip back over to Ron's? Portal. It's like a portal.
Tony.
All right, one more question, Spirits. Can you say Rathman?
The beetle. Help.
Help.
Toes. All right, I'm going to mute you for a second. Stick around, Spirits. We've got a lot more tests to run. Okay?
Ooh, that didn't sound good.
Actually, the EVOX dropped a couple F-bombs before the show tonight.
Yes,
It
they
dropped,
did.
it dropped more than an
Crazy.
F-bomb.
I
Yeah,
had to tell them to stop.
yeah, they were being naughty.
So for those of you watching, you're actually seeing what happens on an investigation with Tony and Ron. You know, Audra and I are pretty old school. We don't do the DVR. We don't do, well, we do some SB7 stuff, but we don't do the EVOX that Tony has. But you're actually getting to see what an investigation with Tony and Ron actually looks like in their homes and not a location. And the one thing I want to point out is when we're getting responses to this just coincides with what we talk about on the show, where we feel that free will spirits are able to travel in and out wherever they want to, and they can communicate from wherever they're at to whoever they want to communicate to. This is a great example, and hopefully we get some good responses.
Hopefully they behave.
Yeah.
I got it talking again. It's like,
Okay, let's there's a question here from the audience. Let's try to answer it for me. Here's the question.
okay. How many fingers am I holding up? Could you tell us?
I heard 5, but your thumb is down to sticking up.
All right, I'll do it again. And now you hear all that talking. That's the same white noise I was running before. Can you say 1, 2, 3?
Got it.
Can you say hello to Audra? She's back.
Audra, I heard it.
So the fascinating thing to me with all this is that you heard that white noise. So none of this vocalization should be here. Can you say the 7? Can you say Cherie Rathman?
Oh, right there. That was
weird.
Thank you.
was awesome.
Say Cherie Rathman. Did you say stay haunted? Nice and slow and loud. Stay haunted.
Whoa!
Yeah!
Wow, thank you.
Thank you. We love you for it. Thank you.
Did you see that? I heard it here in Brazil.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Say hello, Brazil.
That was super clear.
Can you say hello to Brazil? Anytime I want to switch to Tony, tell me, because this is
No worries. We got time. All right, Spirits. Tracy Austin says hello, Spirits.
Can you please say Tracy Austin?
I heard Tracy.
We love Tracy. Can you say Tracy Austin?
Right there.
Right there. I want to point out again for the audience, when Ron played the white noise, that's what's actually coming through the radio, and then the software that Ron's using filters out the white noise. So all these vocals that are coming through right now, it's almost like we have multiple spirits that are competing to communicate. These vocals aren't there.
Well, they're buried in that white noise. It is the illusion of that white noise that pulls the voices out of what you normally hear as static.
Yeah. Here, I'll do it again. I just disconnected on my end. Here. That's all I'm running.
Yeah, that is the signal that's coming through with these voices that said my wife's name, said Tracy's name, said stay haunted.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
If that's recorded now, if you're missing us at all, you can always just like
And a digital recorder running also too. It is for radio frequencies. It is for radio frequencies. Yeah, and it's an empty radio frequency for direct radio voice. It's just that white noise I played. That's it. And I've done just the radio without any other add-ons or effects and gotten direct vocals out of the radio. But we've experimented with the AI component and software, and we've used the portal just to try to make it more intelligible in the moment. But the pure form of what's coming through is that carrier and that white noise frequency. That's it.
Correct. There's another question from the audience. I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to flip over to the EVOX and see what we get.
I'm muted. You're good.
All right. So, spirits, I'm going to hold something up. Can you tell me what I'm holding? What do I have in my hand?
Hand.
Yes, at hand.
What are these? What are they? What am I holding in my hand, spirits? Come on, you can do this.
Glasses.
Was that it?
I heard it.
That sounds like it.
One more time. What are these? That might have been.
I'm recording pure.
there's a few.
How many spirits are with me?
100.
Was
You're
that
right
100?
over there. You're breaking some kind of spiritual fire code, Tony.
All right. For the 100 spirits that are with me, can you give me some names? What are your names?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Ellis?
Alice.
Puppies.
Puppies?
Puppies?
I have a question. Can you give us a name for the box and then give us the same name for the here on direct radio after later? What name can you give us to both locations?
It could.
We could.
Please do. Tom.
Hutch.
Hutch?
Nursky.
Evan? Feel free to speak, spirits, and please do it clearly. Can we have a name that you can say through this box and the DRV? Give us a name now.
Audra.
Man.
Beth.
Russell.
Russell.
Yeah.
I've seen that box take attendance before. It's unbelievable.
It is.
What was that?
Hello.
Hello.
All right. Just lastly, before we switch back over to DRV, Spirit, if there's 100 of you there, can you say hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Jason. Muzzy. Whoa, wait, did that say Muzzy?
We're still on names.
But did it say Muzzy?
Yeah, it did.
I'd have to go back and listen.
Well, I am recording it, and the reason I'm jumping on that is because my father played in a band, the one I've seen him go play with recently. One of the deceased members of the band, whose name I've gotten before on a ghost box, not on direct radio, was Muzzy.
Wow.
And that's what I heard.
All right, Spirit, stick around, please, okay?
I want to hear that back. That's not a common here anywhere.
Lourdes is saying she heard Muzzy.
Yeah, that's one of the sax players in the band. And that's I got it through a ghost box before, not through direct radio. Let's see if we can get it through here. Muzzy, if you came through, come through this one now. Can we get Muzzy, please?
Muzzy, heard it.
I heard it.
Can we get it one more time, Muzzy? Muzzy, one more time, please. Loud and clear.
Muzzy.
New Jersey. None of that should be there, by the way.
No, and that's one voice trying to communicate.
What instrument did Muzzy play? What instrument? What instrument, Muzzy? What instrument? What horn? What instrument, Muzzy?
I heard Ron.
That's the same voice over and over again. Somebody's trying to communicate.
It's Muzzy people. He was a crazy mofo. Let me just say that. If this is Muzzy, say saxophone.
No one else heard that? All right, let me switch back over for a second, Ron. They're screaming out every one of my kids' names.
Wow, all right, got it. I got it.
All right, spirits, name one of my kids. Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Hello.
Work.
What?
All right, how many spirits are with us now? 10?
That's what I heard. 5.
Can you continue to name any of Tony's children?
Hello.
Hello. The man who just said hello, what's your name?
Russell.
I think it was Russell, but it sounded like something else.
Yeah, it sounded like something else. Hello. Hello, Russell.
Number 1.
That's direct.
Russell, where are you from?
Round.
Belgium.
Gilbert.
Gilbert? Did that say Gilbert?
Yeah,
It's not too often you hear spirits from Gilbert popping through. I can tell you.
that's a place.
Yes.
Yeah,
And,
Right
and
here.
right next to Mesa.
Wow.
Russell, are you still living? No. When did you pass away? When did you pass away, Russell?
And
That was the same voice again.
Yeah. Do you have a message for someone, Russell?
yeah.
Okay. Who?
Kenny.
Janet. What's your message for Janet?
Michael.
Metal.
That's what I heard.
Why do my spirits like to curse tonight?
Can you say EVOX? Can one of you say EVOX?
.com.
.com.
What's up?
What's up?
Tony, good luck.
Yes.
Yes, you have a message. What's your message?
Tony, good luck.
Yeah, I
Same
heard
message
that.
twice. What are the odds of that?
All right, spirits, we're going to switch back over. Stick around, please. Thank you.
If you think it will be all confusing, we could try what we did before the show. Maybe run both at the same time. At the end, maybe at the end.
Yeah, let's do that at the end. What I'd like to do is maybe write a word on a piece of paper, not say it, just hold it up to the screen and see if your box can say it.
Let
You
me
know,
write
Chris,
it. You can get it from
It's
North
good.
Carolina.
It's best if Chris does it because there's no box in his house running. So
Yes, and he's the only one that knows how to write. The rest of us are not that.
that's true.
We'll make it simple.
All right. For those who are dyslexic, that's very religious. Otherwise,
We'll do it again.
All right, that's the word we want Ron's DRV box to say. No one said it.
So please, anybody who's communicating with us, if it's the 7, please, if it's time stream, you can, if you can look at the paper that Chris has. Chris, leave it face up where you are on the table. Please look at the thing where Chris Allgood is or on the screen. Please tell us what the word says. What is that word?
They keep saying Chris. They keep saying Chris will find him. Of course.
Chris. Can you spell the word on Chris's paper? It's 3 letters. Can you spell it? Three letters. Can you spell it, please? Can you say or spell the word on Chris's paper?
So let's try something different because that paper actually has more than one word on it because it's an envelope. Let's try this.
What does Chris have? What did he write down?
You know what? Let's try one thing, Ron. I don't know how the two boxes will interact. Keep the paper, Chris, and let's see if either one can give an answer.
Please spell it or say it.
Excuse me.
E.
What's the word Chris is holding? I hear doggy.
Can you spell it? Can you spell the word he's holding up?
Yes.
All right, let's give them a hint. Maybe they can't find Chris. So, spirits, what we're looking for is man's best friend. What is that?
Dog.
Dog.
That was it, I think.
Yeah.
Don't.
Can you say that again? What's man's best friend? That was it. And your box, Ron, said this is stupid. All right. Anyone in the audience, do you have a question you want asked? We're looking for ideas, other tests. If you've got something you want to try or ask, put them into the chat, and we'll bring them up and see what we can do. Loretta said she heard a bark too.
Can anybody tell me the color of my eyes?
Blue, right there. Thank you,
Good job.
Spirit.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Spirit. We appreciate that. Welcome. Do you hear that?
Sir.
All right, what's next?
Somebody had asked if they could say the day of the week.
All right.
What day of the week is it? Do you know?
From the
What was that? Spirits, what day is today? Ah!
Monday.
Thank you.
I'm going to mute because it's hard for me to hear stuff on here. I heard that Monday.
Yeah, that was super clear.
It was.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Awesome. Yes, it was. What's up?
All right, Ron, let's do another test with yours.
All right. If you understand what we're doing, can you say the word test? I heard Tony.
Sweet Jesus.
Equals energy.
What color is Ron's shirt? EVOX just said purple.
I still hearing the Jesus is energy thing.
3 times.
Something keeps energy.
Ron, Anthony has a great question here. Ask that.
Where is it that you are? What is it called where you are?
It is where it is.
Are you astral or ethereal? Astral or ethereal? I know you're talking to me. I hear you.
You know what? Let's ask that same question of the EVOX and see what we get. Oh, you got to mute it, Ron. It's still coming through. Okay.
I did. Yep.
All right. Same question for the spirits that are answering. Where are you right now? Where are you at?
Hell.
Hell.
So New Jersey.
With that storm front coming in.
Can you give me a location? Where are you at?
Right.
Hell, I told you.
Are you astral or ethereal? Can you answer that, please? Hello? Are you astral or ethereal?
In. Tony, the male voice, every time you talk, there's a tap in your office. Who's in the room with you?
No one.
No, ask him. Ask the EVOX.
Who's in my bedroom with the EVOX? Joe. Hello, Joe. What you doing in my room, Joe? Nothing. You just here to communicate?
Thanks.
All right, back to the DRV.
That's great. He said thanks. Thanks for letting me be in your room. Oh, man. Still looking for an answer. Are you ethereal or astral? Can you tell us?
Yeah, astral. I just heard it.
Somebody else heard it too. Somebody watching. I didn't see the name. Somebody heard it.
Yeah, I just put it up. Amy Edwards heard it too.
Can you say thank you to Amy?
Amy.
I heard Amy.
Can you tell us, please, the name of the spirit in Tony's bedroom?
I heard he stays awake.
What spirit is in Tony's bedroom?
Can you tell me the name of the spirit in my bedroom?
He's still playing. All right.
What spirit name just said they were in Tony's bedroom?
Chris knows. Do you hear that? Spirits, can you tell us what color shirt the spirit in Tony's bedroom is wearing?
All right, let's ask that same question of the EVOX and see if an answer comes through. All right, spirits, we just asked what color shirt the spirit is wearing in my bedroom. Can you answer that?
That
Black.
idea.
He's wearing a black shirt.
That
Is he still in my room?
Yep.
Okay. And his shirt color is what?
Fine. What's
All right, let's throw a question out that just has nothing to do with what we've been saying, just so that this is completely random. Spirits, can you say elephant?
hold up? It's report.
Elephant. Hello? Can you say elephant?
Let's see. Shit.
Shit.
What's wrong?
Shit.
You know that's not radio. Can you say one last try? Can you please do me a favor and can you say the word elephant? Hello?
Down.
All right, I'm going to pause for just a second here because time for KGRA is running low. If you are watching on the KGR live stream, they are going to switch over to their next scheduled program at the top of the hour. If you want to follow along with the KGR schedule, please feel free to. If you would like to continue watching this show, as it will continue, please go to the Facebook, YouTube pages of either KGRA, Entity Voices, Entity Voices live stream, and you can continue watching. But thank you all so much. And if you're looking for a 30% discount, I believe our code is still active if you want to enjoy all of KGRA's programming, and it is EVPE21. That'll get 30% off an entire yearly subscription. So,
Cool.
all right, we are going to continue on.
I'm like, what the hell happened to Ron?
Curtain call. That was a curtain call. I want to point out too that when we talked about the lack, we've talked about it on shows before, the lack of control, free will. If you're communicating, there's an assumed intelligence. Inherent in intelligence is choice and free will. So they may answer stuff they may not be able to. Sometimes you have people who want to talk to you on a phone. The signal's bad. So there's variables involved that will make this not always work 100% of the time. That last instance before Tony did the station break thing was important. It reminded me of it because he got the word elephant yesterday. And it was clear. The EVOX said elephant clear. So there's a prime example. I mean, the device did it yesterday. It's not doing it today. So whose fault is that? Nobody's. It's circumstance. It's free will. Maybe they said it. We didn't hear it. Maybe they think it came through and it didn't. Maybe they didn't hear it and didn't answer because they didn't hear it. A lot of variables involved, but it said it yesterday.
Well, this is also a good example too. We talked to new investigators out there that are just learning and still that watch our shows. What you see on TV is highlight reels. So, like for instance, Taps the Ghost Hunters just started doing a new show, and if you pay really close attention, they say day 1, day 2, day 3. So we're talking 1 to 5 day investigation for what? 35, 40 minutes worth of airtime on the show when you take out the commercials. So this is a prime example of what a real investigation's like. It's you listen, you capture, you record everything. So here in a minute, I'll share the screen as soon as I find the pictures. I want to show you Tony's setup, and I want to show you Ron's total setup. This is what an investigation looks like when you sit there and you're waiting for an intelligent response, and you'll see that there's a digital recorder. As soon as I find the picture, I'll pull it up for you guys. But you'll see there's a digital recorder. This is also real-time stuff that we're getting here, but we still go back and review the recordings of the real-time stuff to see what we didn't capture, we didn't hear in the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of it you'll hear after the fact for sure. And yeah, and it's like we're saying, we don't have control over the whole equation. Sometimes you'll strike gold immediately. You may turn the device on. I turned it on and got communication right away, and then couldn't get it after that. So that's the setup. Except that I'm using, instead of the vacuum tube radio on the bottom right corner of the screen, I'm using the boombox that you saw before.
Okay, and then behind Tony's green screen. This is what you see behind Tony's green screen. So when Tony says we'll switch to the EVOX, or Ron says we'll switch to or he says let's switch back to the DVR, this is what those guys are looking at. And this is what minus the microphone, the lights, and the sound bar, but this is what you'll see at an investigation with Tony and Ron. This is just a portion of the equipment that they set up.
Yeah, I got the sound bar back in the summer because Lourdes and I ran an ITC exhibit at the New Jersey Para-Unity Expo, and I wanted to do live sittings for direct radio voice in the room. So I got that so that everybody could hear it, and we had multiple direct responses that everybody in the room could hear because of the sound was projected clearly enough. And so in the bottom too, you can see that there's a laptop that's folded down. That's the one that's running the AI, and then the one above it is actually my son's gaming computer I had to use for the camera.
The show.
Yeah, because I'm using mine for the direct radio sitting.
And if you look right here, there's a digital recorder, so Ron's recording everything.
Yeah, I'm recording this right now.
And then if you go to Tony's setup, So he's got his EVOXs there. And off to the side, he's recording.
Yeah, it's not in the photo.
Yeah, it's not in the photo. But I just wanted you guys to see that's just a portion of what these two guys set up when we go to an investigations.
That was cool, Chris. Thank you very much for doing that. Ron, let's do one more test. Let's go back to your DRV, and let's ask whether we're speaking to spirit, extraterrestrial, or multi-dimensional creatures. Let's see what each one, if it gives us an answer.
All right, and I would like if you asked the question.
All right.
Since you came up with it, I think it would be good. All right, Spirits. I'm going to open this back up again. We're connected, but I've got you muted just so we could talk to our audience. Tony's got a question for you. Please respectfully answer him as best and loud and clearly as you can.
All right, Spirits, can you tell me whether, or I said, hello, Spirits, whoever I'm speaking to, can you tell me if you are spirit, extraterrestrial, or multi-dimensional beings?
Can you please answer Tony's question? Are you spirit, extraterrestrial, or multidimensional?
I heard spirit.
Yeah, I thought I heard spirit. All right, let's ask the same question to the EVOX. All right, whoever is coming through the EVOX, are you spirit, extraterrestrial, or multi-dimensional? Are you spirit, extraterrestrial, or multi-dimensional? None. Okay, if you're none, what are you?
Mixed.
What do you call yourself? Spirit. Okay, so you are spirit.
Did you walk among us before? Were you human before?
No.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Come on.
Come on.
Go on. Hello.
What's the difference between a spirit that was and was not human? What's the difference? Sin? Did you say sin?
Spirits, Aaron wants to know, do you have any questions for us? Any questions for us?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What's the question?
All of
All of them.
What I heard.
All of the questions you have for us?
One.
We'll be here for a while.
It'd be a long show. Does that mean we're just here learning?
Maybe.
Well, that also brings up the question: are we talking to them, or are they talking to us?
All right. Anything else? We want to try, test?
I don't know. I'm still interested in something to interconnect both locations, like we tested yesterday.
Let's try it. What are your thoughts? You want to walk away and go out from the phone again? And
I don't know if I can because I have the phone on the radio now.
okay.
I
mean, I can bring up both boxes if you think that'll just work.
It could. It gets hard to listen through some of them.
It does. Well, the good part is that the show is recorded, which will give us the ability to go back and see if what we thought we heard is actually there. But
yeah,
I mean, I can bring both boxes in. Just let me know what you want to try.
All right. I want to see if in a smaller frame of time, which is more challenging for the direct radio because it's a different. I'd like to see if we can get the same thing to come out of both closer together.
Okay. All right. So both boxes are in, and I'm activating them.
I'd like to get we could get elephant out of both of them, or two words to complete a sentence or something.
I don't think the DRV is on.
It's not. I can have it muted here.
All right, Spirits, the question is that we want both boxes running right now, the one at Ron's house and the one at my house, to say the word elephant.
Heard it.
I heard one.
I heard it here.
Can you say elephant through both boxes at the same time? Right. All right, let's pick a different word. Say El Dorado. Hello.
Ortis, it said
See, now I'd be interested in going back to the recording and slowing down the tempo, because I'm telling you right now, some of those responses are in there. They're just that quick cadence that we're talking about.
Correct. Yeah, it's also interesting just when we talk to hear what comes through the box and if there's any interaction about what we're discussing.
Can you please say El Dorado? How about three numbers? Like, let me mute this. Like when we did our 137 sitting and we got them to say the numbers really slung 3, 7. Let's see if we can get. We'll pick a New York area code 212.
All right, let's try it.
We don't have to do it simultaneously. We can do them one at a time if you want. If you think it's easier to hear it.
All right, we'll do one at a time. We'll do DRV first.
Okay. So please, I'm going to turn this back on. Whoever can hear us, please slowly and enunciate it as best you can. Say 2, 1, 2. That might have been it.
It might have been. Yeah. I heard the 2-1. It was the last two.
In the beginning, there was the 2 also.
Was there?
Could you one more time, please, say very slowly 2, 1, 2. Two, 1, 2.
One, two. Then he said 1, 2, and at
The first 2 was there.
It was.
was it? Okay, so it was broken, but it's there. All right, let's try that on the EVOX. All right, spirits, can you say 2, 1, 2? Two, 1, 2. Please. 2, 1, 2.
No.
Can you say 2, 1, 2? I would greatly appreciate this. Will be the last question we ask. Can you say 2, 1, 2? Please. I think, after an hour and 15 minutes, I think we probably burned them out.
Yeah.
Free will.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad though for, just throwing it together, trying to get it to function online. We got some good answers, and I know I'll be going back to listen to what came through. So appreciate you taking the time of setting this all up with me, Ron, and hopefully our audience enjoyed it. So we appreciate everyone that was in the audience. You have anything else you want to add? Otherwise, I'll turn it over to Chris and Audra for our closing line.
Anything you want to add, Ron?
I'm good. I appreciate Tony taking the time to help set this up too. He and I did some thorough testing yesterday just to make sure we didn't hit any technical snags tonight. With the element that we don't control in this process, the last thing we wanted to do is mess up one of the ones we could control.
Right.
So we tested it and stuff. And I think I agree with Tony. I think, and that's part of why we try to make it more intelligible. That's why I'm using an AI and trying to filter. That's why Tony's box doesn't talk unless he's got vocals coming through and the noise is diminished. We're trying to make it real time any way we can try and figure out based on old, new, and a combination of methodologies. But the one constant that still seems to remain is that when we go over the recordings, sometimes there is stuff that is so clear that we go, how in the heck did I not hear that at the moment?
Right.
But it happens all the time. So I think there's going to be a couple DRV and EVOX responses on the recordings or stuff that we asked for. Yeah. But you remember too, this is not line of sight communication. This is different dimensions or planes or whatever it is. So when you're dealing with that temporal synchronization issue, you could ask a question the same way it takes light time to travel across the galaxies and back. And who knows how long the delay is. It may seem instantaneous to us, but you may get an answer to something that you asked for after you moved on.
Correct. So, yeah, the timing is not always instant, and answers do come delayed because we don't know the time, space, answers, or even the variables involved. How many millions of dollars does one of these cost for me to buy and do binary communication with them?
I could sell it if it's worth millions of dollars, that's for sure. It's not what it didn't cost me millions, or that would have been an empty square you'd be looking at right now.
But if you want to pay millions, I'm sure we can arrange you.
I'm sure we could build anything for that.
This right here, and this is what I started direct radio with. This is a Grundig satellite 2400. It's between $350 and $450 probably if you looked on eBay for it. It's a really good German quality radio. German radios are phenomenally good. So it's not crazy expensive. And when I started doing direct radio, this is all we used was this. We would sit down and just use this. And then we experimented. We tried using the portal, and then we tried blending it with an ultra high frequency, and we ran that and a tone generator through a mixing board and then heterodyne to create one unique frequency with the sum and difference of those two or three or whatever. And we tried different stuff. Then we're using the software now. Tony, you can speak to the EVOX for a builder. Like you're in the same ballpark, right? You're talking, hundreds of dollars probably to assemble, not to mention the technical know-how.
The basic functionality in the EVOX really isn't all that different from your normal Spirit box that's out there. It does have some very unique things about it, which includes skipping known radio station frequencies like 101.5. It'll skip right by that. It extends beyond 107.9, below 88.6 to broaden that range. And of course, there's no white noise. It's silent unless spoken. The expensive parts are the crazy monitor we stuck in it that'll tell us all sorts of audio graphs of, what frequencies the voices are coming in at. And we use all that for research purposes. And then a couple of other components for clarity, for background reverb and other things. But I think it probably ran us about, $1,500 plus than all the time it took to build it. But the monitor alone was $350 or something like that. But, a regular Spirit box works the same way. We just built it to get rid of the static. But yeah, to do any of this doesn't require thousands of dollars. I mean, for a couple hundred, you can be up and running.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
All right. Chris, you want Audra or both, or let's see you guys fight for it.
Oh, no, I'm good.
She'd kick my ass. All right, so you guys got a sneak peek into the world of Tony and Ron when it comes to investigating, and one of the reasons why we do shows like this is we want you to see that not only do we come on here and talk about it, analyze it, evidence and stuff like that, but we actually go out and collect our own too. And there's only one way we can do that is if we all stay haunted. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you next week.